Very good morning to all. Today we will discuss software engineering subject topic rapid software development. So rapid, what is the meaning of rapid actually? Rapid software development process are designed to produce useful software very quickly. So rapid means we are developing the software very quickly. These processes do not follow a strict or linear sequence like we already discussed the waterfall models, but instead of that use an iterative approach. So this means different phases are there, specifications, design, development, and testing are not completed one after another, but are like interlinked. So what are the main characteristics of a rapid software development? Concurrent development, specification, design, implementation happen simultaneously. So detailed documentation will be minimized. Only what about the essential requirements that are defined? Incremental delivery. So that means system is built in stages with the user feedback. User can give continuous feedback in each iterations. No requirement can be added for the later increments. So what is the iterative UI development? User interface are created quickly using the drag and drop tools. Generating web-based or platform-based interface automatically. So what is an iterative development process? Defining the system, deliverable system, we are making the architecture, we are checking, each time we are checking the increments. Once completed the increments, then we are going for the validation. Specify the increments, nothing is not completed, again we are going. If it is the final stage, validated, then that will be the final system. So what is the main advantages of incremental development? Accelerated delivery of customer service. So we are participating in the customer service. Engagement with the systems. User have to be involved in the development, which means system is more likely to meet the requirements. What are the main problems with incremental developments? Management problems. Programs can be hard to judge and problems hard to find because there is no documentation actually. So contractual problems, validation problems without a specification, what the system being tested against, right? So maintenance problems, continuous changes to be correcting the software systems structure. It's like more expensive to change and go to meet the user requirements. So what is prototyping? For some large systems, incremental iterative development and delivery may be impractical. So this is especially true when multiple teams are working on different sites. So prototyping, where an experimental system is developed as a basic for the formulating requirements may be used. This is system thrown away, which then the system specification. So when we complete the system specification, we are completely thrown. So incremental development and prototyping. Outline what are the requirements, finding out all the requirements, incremental developments based on the delivered systems, throwaway prototype, executable prototype plus system specifications. The objective of incremental development is to deliver a working system to end users. The development starts with release those requirements which are best understood. So we are starting with which requirements we understood completely. The objective of the prototyping is to validate or deliver the system requirements. The prototyping process starts with the requirements which are clearly understood. So what is agile methodology? Dissatisfaction with the overload involved design method with the creation of agile method. So focus on the code rather than the design and based on the iterative approach software development are intended to deliver working software quickly. Agile methods are probably best suited to small, medium sized because business systems or PC products. So what are the main principles of agile methods? First one is customer involvement. So that means customer should be closely involved throughout the development. So their role is to provide and prioritize the new systems, new requirements, and evaluate the iterations. So complete customer involvement and incremental delivery. Software is developed increments with the customer specifications, specify the requirement to be included in what are the requirements we have to include in each increment. People not process. So that means skills of the development team should be recognized, exploited. Team members should be left to develop their own ways of working without prescribing. So there is no process. So what is the people are in? People not process. So what about the skill of the person? So we have to give the recognition. We have to give priority. So embrace change. Expect the system to change. So design the system to accommodate these changes. You have to design the system to accommodate the changes. Maintain the simplicity. Focus on the simplicity in the both the software being developed and the development process. So what are the main problems with the agile methods? It can be difficult to keep the invest of customers. So every time the customer impact is very difficult who are involved in the process. So team members may be unsuited to the intense involvement required as agile methods. Prioritizing the changes can be difficult when there is a multiple stakeholders or multiple clients are there. So every time changing the requirement is very difficult. So maintaining simplicity requires experiments. Contract may be problems as with other approaches to iterative development. It's extreme programming. So it is one of the rapid software development method. Most known and most widely used agile methods. So extreme programming we can call it as XP. Approach to an iterative development. New version may be built several times per day. Increments are delivered to customer every 2 weeks. All tests must be run every build and the build is only accepted and tested and successful. So what is extreme programming release cycle? Select So this is selectively used stories. This breaking down each stories into different tasks, aiming for the release, developing and then integrating with the software systems, releasing this the software, and finally we are evaluating systems. So what are the main extreme programming practices? Incremental planning, small release, simple design, test first development, refactoring. So like the incremental plan is requirements are recorded in story cards. And the stories to be included in release are determined by the time available and the time. Small release. Minimal useful set of functionality that provide business value will be developed first. Release of system are frequent and incrementally we are adding the functionality. So simple design, enough design is carried out to meet the requirements. Test first guarantee. An automated first test framework is designed by the test probabilities of functionality. All developers are expected to refactor the code continuously as soon as the possible to improvements are found. So pair programming, so developers working pairs, checking each other work and providing support to always be able to collective ownership. The players of the developer work on all areas of the system so that no islands of expertise development, all the developers on all the code. Continuous integration. As soon as the work on task is complete, it is integrated into the whole systems. After such integration, all the unit testing systems passes. Sustainable things. Large amount of overtime or not considered acceptable as a on-site customer, a representative of the end user of the system, should be available full-time for the user's experience. Incremental development is supported through the small people system release. Customer involvement means full-time customer engagement. We have to see the full-time customer engagement with the fields. It will not process through the program. Active ownership and the process that avoids long working hours. Change supported through the regular system release. Maintaining the simplicity through the constant refactoring of requirement scenario. In extreme user requirement expressed as a scenario uses with. These are written on cards and the development team break them down into implementation tasks. Customer chooses stories for inclusion in next release. XP change. Conversion design in software engineering is to design. So we require it is not change. It's so every time that is not worthwhile as changes cannot be removed. Every time changes is very difficult. So testing. in XP, so test first development. There are different methods. User involvement test development, and we are making the user involvement. Test first development, writing the test before the code clarity. So what are the test cases we are testers are written in the programs other than Python. So they can be executed or so this is an example for test case description for a credit card validity. So we are writing the input and the test cases. So check that all the bytes in the strings are digital. So main input we are giving a string representing the credit card number and two integers representing the month and year when the card is expressed. So what are the main test cases? And we are checking out. So when it comes to pair programming, we already discussed two programmers working pairs and sitting together to develop a particular code. So one will be completely coding, one will be completely testing. So what are the main rapid application developments? It is an iterative approach, mainly focusing on data intensive applications. So main tools are data programming language like SQLs, creating user-friendly forms, offline applications, report generators, defines create report from the database. So what are the rapid data environment? PD programming language, database management systems, interface generators, OP systems, report generators. So these all comes under database management systems. So what are interface generators? Our environment includes support for screen generation, interactive forms. Many applications are based on complex forms, developing these forms and handling these in a time-consuming. So software prototyping is an initial version of the system used to demonstrate the concept and try out in design. Prototype requirement engineering process to help the requirement elicitation and validations. What are the main benefits of prototyping? Improved system usability. So system usability will be increasing. It will be the close match to user requirements. What exactly the user requires? What exactly the user plans? So that we have to match it. It will be completely matching. So that is, we are making a sample model. Improve design quality. Quality also will be improving the maintainability, reducing the development effort. Then testings, prototyping begin process, establishing the prototype objectives, define the prototype functionality, develop the prototypes, evaluating the prototypes, evaluations. Project prototypes they should be discarded. The prototypes they are discarding after the development. They are not good as basic prototypes. So just showing purpose. It may be impossible to tune the system to meet the non-functional requirements. Prototypes are normally undocumented. Prototype structure is usually degraded through the rapid change. So what are the main key difference when to use each approach? Key focus, agile means mainly we are focusing on iterative developments, collaboration, and activities. Just to use for the large evolving projects. Extreme programming mainly used for code quality, continuous testings. Mainly we are focusing for the high risk like healthcare softwares. So that like really the name itself like a quick feedbacks and short term project. Prototyping is like a visualizing concept, mainly user feedback.